In last video we were dealing with 1-point perspective. Now, 2-point perspective, because if 1 point wasn't enough to crush your soul, here's another one. 2 points to make your life twice as confusing. It's like, oh look, now my box has 2 places to go. Wow. Progress. So instead of everything getting sucked into 1 point, it's now being stretched between 2 like your ex's legs.
2 points to crush your soul, you say? Please, darling, watching you struggle is almost as pitiful as Goku trying to do basic math. Truly, you're a masterpiece of mediocrity.
You have no idea. I'll be creating a masterpiece by learning 2-point perspective someday.
Masterpiece, you say? Oh, please. Those boxes look like they've been through Namek's destruction. Crooked, uneven.
Keep talking, Frieza. At least I'm building something, and not getting my ass beaten by a Superman who can turn blonde. And probably you should worry about a whole-ass dildo that is shoved in your tiny ass. Oh. Sorry, it's your tail. So, since we don't have any divine interruptions now, we can finally continue with our 2-point perspective. I'll be sharing the most basic tutorial you've ever seen. Why basic? Because I'm not an expert here, and I'm not about to pretend otherwise. If you're expecting a life-changing art lesson, you're in the wrong place, buddy. I'm just out here trying to draw some boxes without accidentally summoning a geometry demon. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with our old friend, the horizon line. It's like the fence separating the sky from the ground, or in my case, separating me from my sanity. Or just draw a straight-ish line across your paper. Boom. Easy. This is the high point of the video, folks. It's all downhill from here. Now we add 2 vanishing points, because 1 wasn't painful enough. These points sit on the horizon line, looking all smug and important. If you're feeling spicy, place them far apart. If you're feeling chaotic, shove them closer together. More on that disaster in a minute. But for now, just slap 2 dots on the line and call it a day. So, here's the deal. If you put the vanishing points too close together, your box ends up looking like it's auditioning for the role of weirdly skewed furniture in a bad 3D game. Trust me, no one wants that. Unless, of course, you like making your art look drunk. In that case, go ahead. I'm not judging. Much. Now for the main event, drawing boxes. With 2 vanishing points that are reasonably far apart because we're trying to stay sane here, you'll see the magic of 2-point perspective. Each edge of the box gets pulled toward one of these points, like it's torn between 2 lovers. Tragic, really. And there you go, a D-box that looks like it could actually exist in the real world. Yay, realism. Exactly what I wanted when I got into art. Real life, but make it tedious. But hey, let's be real, this is important. You can't draw your hot OCs lounging on futuristic furniture without knowing how to draw the furniture first, right? So here I am, sacrificing my joy for the sake of art fundamentals. You're welcome. Initially, you can draw guidelines to support the correct direction of the perspective for a couple of pages. But once you get used to it, it would become a second nature. You would be able to draw boxes in perspective without the guidelines, though you can create ghost actions of drawing lines to know the correct direction of the box. The other day, I was talking to my friend the other day about ASMR videos. Have you guys seen those? They're like audio Valium or something. Anyway, I told him I wanted to make an ASMR video about drawing boxes in 2-point perspective. He just laughed and said I'd put everyone to sleep. But hey, maybe that's the point. Maybe we all need a little more snooze time with our art. And probably you cannot hear the sound of pen and paper with all my yapping. You know what's weird? If you search box on YouTube, you get like 10 million results. But if you search box in 2-point perspective, you get like nothing. It's like the internet is saying, boxes are cool and all, but only if they're flat and easy to understand. Kind of like how Tinder says, swipe right for love. But really, it's just swipe right for some dude holding up a fish. Speaking of Tinder, you know there are people on Tinder with photo of their cat? Like, I'm not even mad about it, I'm just impressed by their creativity. Hey boy or girl whatever, I know we've never met before, but here's a picture of my cat. Being single is amazing, said no one with a functioning hole ever. I mean, who needs human connection when you can have a vibrator that never judges you for eating an entire pizza by yourself? I was wondering, Frieza, since you guys are genderless, do you have sex? I mean, how do you reproduce?
Oh, how quaint. You think I, the mighty Frieza, have to answer to your primitive questions about reproduction. How hilarious. My race doesn't waste time with such trivialities. We don't need your pathetic male and female nonsense. We're above all that. We reproduce through pure dominance and power. We conquer, we absorb, and we evolve. Now, if you don't mind, I have far more important things to do than discuss biology with a mere mortal.
Oh, so you reproduce through pure dominance and power, huh? That's cute. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that you're just a giant purple, intergalactic cockroach who can't get laid even with a galactic Tinder account. Does your scouter have a Tinder search option? I mean, it's not like you're compensating for something with that massive ego and an even more massive scouter. Newsflash, Frieza. Absorbing and conquering isn't the same as getting someone to willingly spread their legs for you. Just saying. Maybe try using some of that dominance and power to dominate the dating scene. Or at least get a decent Tinder match.
How quaint. A lecture on romance from someone whose love life is as barren as planet Vegeta post-destruction. Tell me, how does it feel knowing the only thing swiping right on you is your own desperation? At least I conquer planets. What have you conquered lately? A bag of chips and your feelings while drawing these pathetic boxes.
Changing the topic. You know what? Suddenly, I'm feeling kind of hot. Like really hot. What if these boxes weren't just boxes? What if they formed something more? Wait a minute. What's this? Oh, I think I see something. Ah, yes. The lines are converging and it's creating this interesting silhouette. You know what they say, a good box is like a good surprise. It should have depth, dimension, and a certain longness.
Subscribe or I will destroy this planet, you hellish monkeys.